being boys, we got into fights and, fighting in the streets, having a know-how to defend yourself is completely different of competing against somebody who also knows how to defend themselves and takes it just as serious as you do. So it actually, like, competing, I never enjoy hurting anybody, but I enjoy pushing my limits and knowing what I'm capable of doing, and knowing that how I train and what I'm training for can actually transition over into being able to defend myself, and having fun with the competition aspect of things, not necessarily, trying to hurt people.
With right now.
No, so it's called Back to Basics Boxing. Um, and I picked that name because growing up in martial arts and going to MMA gyms and everything like that, um, the fundamentals has been taken out of everything. So everybody
Mm.
wants to fast track to everything. Everybody wants the quick answers to it. They want the red pill. They want, nobody wants to learn the basics. But the basics is what gets you to the highest level that you could possibly be at. So once
Right.
you learn the basics is the foundation of everything. You can't just learn a jumping back spin kick in martial arts without learning foot placement, without learning how to move your body. You can't learn how to throw a proper jab if you don't know how to hold your hands, if you don't know where to place your feet and how to transition the weight from your feet up through your body out into the jab. So Back to Basics is the name of the gym, Back to Basics Boxing. Because what I learn, what I teach is the basics, the fundamentals, and then we build on top of that. You can have all the knowledge in the world and not want to compete. You can know how to throw a punch, you can know how to defend yourself and not want to compete. But also, we do have sparring nights, and I do encourage everybody, whether you want to compete or not, just to spar. We don't go hard, we go like 25, 35%, but just to know that what you're learning can actually help or is actually beneficial. Because even if you're just learning it to learn how to defend yourself, gain confidence, just know spatial awareness, because that is encompassed in everything that we teach. I don't want you to figure out that what we've been doing doesn't work when it's time for it to work. You know what I mean? So I encourage everybody to get in there and spar and just learn how to get hit as well in the face. And
Mm.
if you have a black belt, that means that you trained for years in order to get that. And for somebody to punch you in the face and you don't know how to react to that, that's a trained response as well. Like, you don't just wake up and know how to react when you get punched in the face, or how to react when somebody's pressuring you. That's something that you have to actually be in those situations to learn how to overcome. So sparring nights, I do encourage it, whether you want to compete or not. Just so you know when it's time to defend yourself, that you are capable of defending it. So boxing does have a specific tempo. It has a different tempo. And I find, for me myself, the way that I teach and the way that I train is beneficial for me because I have a karate background. So everybody
Mm.
that comes up in traditional boxing knows the tempo, they know the cadence, they know what to expect from other boxers, because other boxers are training boxing techniques.
Right.
But I transition and I use some of my martial arts, footwork, hand placement, blocks, um, and I use those in boxing, which is a little different than what traditional boxing is used to. So it can, until you get in, because boxing or all martial arts is chess to me. Um,
Yeah.
but until you can pick up on my moves and start to track what I'm doing, once you use some martial arts inside of there, you can capitalize on your opponent more often than not, until you get one of the people who can kind of decipher what's going on and start to adapt to what's happening within that round or within that match. But like the smaller kids are normally my son, but we do have a true 8-year old that's in our class now, and we have a 70-year-old that's probably going to be joining us very soon. But I think training at a young age like that is very important. Again, it teaches discipline. It teaches it teaches how to overcome adversity. Because yeah, we're the class, the way that I structure the class, like I'm teaching what I'm teaching, but you can go at your own pace. And again, that goes into the aspect of, people that want to compete and stuff. I could teach a jab all day, but if you really push yourself through that class, you're going to get in, you're going to get out what you put in. So if you laxy daisy with that jab, then that's what you're going to get out of it. But I encourage the kids to focus and work just as hard as the older people. The one kid who is 8 who's in the class, his dad is in the class as well. So I'm like, outwork your dad. Whatever your dad is doing, outwork him. Just push yourself, and then that's gonna push your dad because your dad don't want to get beat by his 8-year-old son. But so, excuse me, you guys can push each other mentally, and that's gonna show up in your physical appearance and the way that you carry yourself as well. So I love that I do have the opportunity to work with kids because it helps build confidence. It gets them away from electronics. It gets them back into their body, learning how to move, learning to know what it feels like to be around other people. Not saying that they're not, but just to be in that atmosphere of camaraderie, that atmosphere of competing in a healthy way, and just uplifting each other. When somebody's tired, you can encourage your dad or you can encourage your friend. So just being in that atmosphere, just being able to teach the younger generation and teach younger kids is just a privilege for me. And honestly,